Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to another live video on Marlene's How To's. I am Marlene. If this is your first time here, an extra special welcome is coming out to you. And in today's video, we are going to be looking at decorations for Christmas, the trends that are out there. I had put 10, but it actually became 11 once I started to look at a couple of other things. And of course, be sure to use the live chat that we have on here. If you're not sure where that is, you can look at the bottom under the title of the video. And if you scroll a little bit, you'll to the left, you'll to the right, pardon me, you'll see that there is something that says live chat. And you can just put your comments in there so I can see who is here and I can give you an extra special welcome. So yes, the season is coming up, guys. We are getting there day by day. So it's always good to start preparing early. I'm a firm believer in getting started early so that way once you do that, then you know for sure that you're all set. It takes a lot of stress out of the holidays. And that's why we're going to be looking at those. And this is not just for the ladies, it's also for the men, because there are lots of things, that we need to have done, in decorations. And basically, we need to have the men coming on and helping us with that. For example, things like hanging lights, like those icicle lights, that get hung on the roofs and so on. I know for sure that I'm not going to be wanting to be one that's going to be going up on the roof and hanging any icicle lights. I love to see them, but that's something that we'd have the men do. So I see we have Bruce Lee here. He says, "Hi, Miss Marlene. Hello, Bruce. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you." And so, that's one of the things, like hanging icicle lights. The next one would be like if you need to have those outdoor lights, like say on your shrubs and all of that. You'll need to have those things in place. And you need to have the outdoor type connections that typically a lot of men, I'm not saying that women can do it too, but a lot of men know a little bit more about that than some of us do, for me personally anyway. So usually I'll make sure, because you want to make sure that they're approved for the weather, so that way they're hooked up the right, you don't have to worry about rain falling and then being in the water or whatever, because they have the special connections for those. So men, we need you too to help us with all of the decorations. And some of the Christmas trees, they are very, very heavy too. And so we kind of need your help. And all the decorations that we have sometimes that are maybe like, in our attic or the garage or wherever, and they're really heavy, the boxes and so on. We need your help. So we need the men involved in it too. And later in the video, let me see if I can shift it around a little bit. I am going to be unveiling the Christmas tree that we chose, because if some of you remember, like in previous video, we were trying to decide which tree to buy, and we had narrowed it down to 4. And a lot of you gave your opinion on it, and we were very thankful for that. And we did make a decision on it, so we'll show you tonight which one it is. We're not going to open it up, but just to reveal the box so you can see which one it was that we got. So that's in store as well. So let's go ahead and, I see we have two Georgia Peaches to say hi, Marlene. So hi to Georgia Peaches. Welcome, welcome. And anyone else out there, I can see that a couple of people are on. You can go ahead and just leave me a little comment in the live chat section. It's below the title, so that way I can know you're there. I can give you a special extra welcome, because I really like doing that. And if you've never been on my channel before, I am Marlene, and this is Marlene's How To's. So the first one that we're going to be looking at, and this is just regarding the tree. And bear in mind that the Christmas tree typically sets the tone for what your decoration is going to be. It doesn't have to match everything, but typically if you're going in a certain direction, how you decorate your tree kind of helps you, to decide what you're going to do. So one of them that is new this year, or it has been around, I think, last year too, and it's tinsel trees. A lot of people have been getting tinsel trees. It's not so much for me, but a lot of people like it. And I think it's kind of more like for the glam type, Christmas decorations that they have out there, where it kind of has that, like shiny look and all of that. So if you're doing like glam, then probably the tinsel tree is more for you. So let's go into some of the decorations to start off. And I'll show you just, a few of the things. I won't necessarily be saying like I'm going to have a lot. Some categories I'll have, a few of them, and some of them maybe a little bit more, just to show you the different trends that are out there. And again, some of these things, they'll be here for 1 year and they'll come back again, maybe in the future or whatever, because you know how fashion is, and just the same with decorations too, it cycles. So over time, you'll get them again. So the first one is like two metals, where they have two metals mixing together. So I wanted to show you just these two that I put together here, just to give you an example. And in this one, what they're doing, and this is what they look like right here. What do you think about these guys? I think they are so pretty. So this is basically like platinum and gold. And what they do specifically is that exactly one half of the tree would be in, say, the platinum, and then the other side would be in the gold. Or if they don't do it like right down the middle, they'll do it like at a diagonal where you have like, the first part being in one metal and then the other part being the other metal. And sometimes it may be like silver and gold. It could be silver and platinum, which is probably kind of close, not as much of a difference to see. But so this is kind of the inspiration here. So when you see this, that, okay, it's, two metals and I'm going to mix them down the tree. And of course, you can always, put these in around your house as well. So that would be the first one. And that would be like your two metals where you're putting them together. So let's take a look at the next one. So that's category number 2. And I have a couple of items for this one here. And this one is actually just mixed metals, where we're basically putting different types of metals together on the tree. And this card right here is kind of the inspiration. Hope you can see it. I think it's so pretty. It's probably not sparkling as much as it does in front of me. But basically you have like silver, you have gold, and you have platinum. So all of those are mixed together. So that would be kind of like, and I may end up putting this on my mantle this year. I may end up using that. So that's this one right here. And I'll just show you some of the other things that would go along with that. So like this, for example, here, this is like a pretty turtle dove, which I think is so cute. And you can leave me notes in the comments, guys, that like whichever ones you think you like and which one you think you might go for. And of course, I'll also summarize at the end as well, as far as the different ones that we looked at. So we're still on the mixed metals. And then like these here, we have like, these are two little drums. You think of the drummer boy, the drummer boy song in the Christmas story. So like these, you'd use that way there. So those would be another set for the mixed metals here. And then we have like this cute little bell. And guys, you can mix and match, you use like what you have. And then that way you're not spending a whole bunch of money every year to get something different. So this would be another one as well here. This is a nice, cute little bell, if you can see it. I know the light is kind of on it there, but hopefully it shows up for you there. And you'll see some of these so like little gifts that are gold. Little gifts that are gold. You need to turn that off. It's reflecting the wrong way. Thank you. So right here now you'll see like this little gold one here that we have. So that's another one. And then we'll also like this right here. This is so cute. And it makes a nice little sound. So this is really cute. So what do you think about this one, guys? Do you like it? Do you like when they make a sound? I think it's really nice. All right, so that's for number 2 for our mixed metals. So we have different types of metals that we have going there. So you can let me know what you think about that one, if you liked it, and if you would try that. I'm still actually torn right now. I still haven't, usually I'm someone who plans a lot. I go out and I do a lot of planning, but I, for some reason, I'm a little bit later this year. So I have 2 things in mind that I'm still working on right now. 2 possibilities that I might do. So that one's the one for the mixed metal. Like I said, I'll actually go over them again towards the end. The next category is florals. And these have been becoming quite popular over the last couple of years. Look at this one, guys. Isn't this pretty? This is a nice flower. So what they're doing is that they're decorating with just flowers only. And in some cases, they're actually using like, like large flowers. As you can see, this one is pretty big. You see how it matches up to the size of my palm. So you don't need a whole lot of those. I actually have just 3 of these, but it's kind of sufficient if you have other things that you're working with to put this in there as well. So that's that one right there. That would be the one of the florals that they're using. Of course, if you're like in a more tropical setting, then maybe something like a poinsettia. They have a lot of those large poinsettias out there. Maybe like a poinsettia would be a good option for you. And then over here we have like this one. This is like if you can see, it's like a blush of pink right there. See how pretty that is? And it kind of gives you that kind of old world, delicate feeling. So sometimes we'll see these, and I've seen a lot of like pink ornaments and so on going on in the last couple of years. So if you like that kind of thing, like the blushes and all of that, then this one would be really, really good for you. So that would be your florals. So I like that one. Lucy says, I'm traditional, but I let the children and my wife decide what they like and I will co-sign with it. Okay, well, that definitely makes it easier for everyone. So guys, so that's this category right here. And that would be your florals. I've never tried that one before. So like I said, I have a few of these. So I'm gonna maybe see if I use that one this year. So that's your florals. And then the next category is red and lime green. I wanted to show you this one that someone gave to us many, many years ago. So just to show you what it looks like. So this one right here, this is the red. You can see the lime green right there. And this one says, Happy Birthday, Jesus. I'm not really like an expert at Mackenzie Child. So if you are, you can always leave me a note in the chat. If this is a Mackenzie Child, I'm not sure, but it looks like it might be. I don't know. It could just be maybe something similar. It has a pretty little bow on the top right there. So that's this one right here. So I think that one is so, so nice. So again, that category is the one that is red and lime green. So we are moving along here. So the next category is emerald green and gold. I have to say I've never done that category before, but I wanted to just show you the type of green that it would be. So it would be like this one here, this kind of color green, if you can see it. I'm not sure if it's very clear under the light, but for that one, they're using a lot of emerald green, so it's that strong green color. And then along with the green color, then they're using the gold on there as well. So to Georgia Peaches, have you started decorating yet? Because I know a lot of people are kind of early on this year. I've been going through my neighborhood and I'm seeing that there are quite a few houses that already they have their stuff put on the outside. I don't know what they're doing it inside, if they're done inside yet, but I'm seeing quite a few of them that they have actually decorated outside already, I thought. Because even the city where I live, like when we go, to the downtown area, they already have all of those nice, those sidewalk lights that they have on the lamppost and so on, like the snowflake, and some of them are like the bells and so on. They actually have those up already. So I was just like, oh my goodness, these people are really, they're really on it. And then we have the next category, which is the traditional. Traditional is always going to be there. I don't think that's going to ever go anywhere. To Georgia Peaches says, I have my tree went up today. Couldn't wait. Oh my goodness. Well. That is so cool. I'm very, very impressed. So you said you put your tree up. So did you decorate the tree already, or did you just put it up and fluff it out and all of that? So you can let me know if you decorated already or you just kind of put it up, because I know that because some people, they'll put the tree up first, then maybe leave it out for a day or two so that they kind of fall into place, and then when it falls in place, then it kind of looks a little bit better, and then you can hang your ornaments or whatever you're putting on there. So it just depends on what your tradition is and how you do it. But yes, that is really good. So she says, let me see, she says, I have my tree went up today. You said you placed and you fluffed it. Okay, because fluffing, that's another thing again. I may do a video on that in the next coming weeks, where my husband actually goes in and shows you how to fluff the tree, because he's actually the one who fluffs the tree for us. Yeah, he's better at it than I am, and that's what I feel. Like whenever you have different things in your family that you do, if somebody is better at it, then just go ahead and let them do it. That way, take the stress off, and then you'll do something else that they're not as good at. So that way, you share the load, and it makes it easier. So, and that's what I was saying before at the start, that the whole decorating thing, it's not just for the ladies alone; it's for the men too. Because there are some things that it's harder for us to do, like those trees, like this box here that I'm going to show you. Let me just bring it over. I'm going to reveal to you at the end the tree that we chose, because you guys kind of helped us to decide with, the previous video that I did. But we need them to do some of the heavy lifting of the trees, to hang the icicle lights, on top of the roofs, because like the top of our roof, because we like to do it in 2 layers, the first one and then the second one. On the very top, that one is like about 20 feet high. And of course, I am not going to be climbing on a ladder to go up on any of those. Oh, no, not even the first level. I'm not doing it. I know that some ladies will do it, but I'm just not one of those ladies, So I prefer to, have him take care of that. But the traditional colors is another category. And look at this one right here. You can tell me what you think about this one. So this would be like your red, your green, and your gold. And we've had this one for quite some time too. Do you think this one is pretty? I think this one, though, you have to kind of know how to style it. You can't just put it with any and everything, but because it's kind of busy already. So you kind of have to know what you're doing with this one right here. So that's for the red, the green, and the gold. And just to show you some other examples of some other things you can use, because like if you put ribbons on your tree, like this, the tartan plaid, this is always very pretty. Let me see, Tamika Rosero. Hello, Tamika. She says, hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. And to Georgia P, she says she's just starting to decorate. Okay, I'm kind of pacing myself. I'm going a little bit at a time. So this is the plaid right here, the tartan plaid that, I don't think this ever goes out of style. So this also would go with your red, green, and gold, because you can see the colors are there. And in a previous video one year, I actually did where I used the actual Christmas cards, and I decorated a tree with those. So here's another example of something that shows the traditional colors, and that would be the red, the green, and the gold. You can see the gold in the middle of the poinsettia right there. So that's for that one. So that's number 6, which is the traditional. And this basically would be tying into your farmhouse style. So if you like farmhouse style, then that would definitely work for you. And I noticed that over the years, it's kind of like basically 2 things that are going on. Is either that you have like your farmhouse style, or that you have like the glam. So Tamika, I see that you're on there. She says hi to Georgia Peaches. Hi, Miss Tamika. Oh, he said hi to Georgia Peaches. Hi, Miss Tamika. So Tamika, I don't know if you typically go for like the traditional, the farmhouse style, or if you go more for glam, because I've seen your channel and I know that you do a little bit of both. So I don't know if you had a preference for one or the other, as far as doing either glam or doing farmhouse style. But I feel like they're kind of like almost neck and neck from what I'm seeing in terms of the popularity. I see a lot of people do glam, but I see a lot of people do farmhouse style. And even like I went into Target, I think it was 2 days ago, and most of what they had in there was actually farmhouse style. That's something that's going to be with us for a little while, I think. And speaking of traditional, I just wanted to take a moment to talk about my upcoming collaboration, and just to show you the card from the mixed metal package here, just to give you an idea of what it's going to be about. And I also did put out the collaboration invite video as well. If you haven't seen it, please be sure to check it out. But it actually is it's a Happy Birthday Jesus collaboration. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be decorating any part of our home. It could be your porch, it could be your garden, it could be your living room, any one of your rooms. But we want to include the nativity scene in there somewhere. It could be like maybe it could be that you're decorating your mantle. It could be that you're decorating your dining table and you're using some kind of a vignette or something in the middle of it, that has this in there somewhere. And it's just that, I just wanted to do it because I feel like we really need to decorate and use somewhere in there the reason for the season, that we were given the greatest gift. And so that way we know that, we can always express how we feel in that way. So basically that's as far as the collab goes. I have a couple of ladies who have said that they'll join me. So I'm absolutely looking forward to that, to see, like what ideas they come up with and, what kind of styles they have. So let me take a look at the notes. So I mean the live chat. I say notes from time. So let's see. Tamika says, hello, Mr. Bruce. Good night. Okay. And Tamika says, I'm a traditional Christmas girl. Okay. So do you think you're more into, and that may just be with the colors, but do you think you're more into glam, or do you think you're maybe more into farmhouse style? I know I'm definitely farmhouse style. Once in a while, I'll probably drift to glam just to do something a little different. But I think, over the recent, maybe 2 or 3 years, I'm kind of tending to go towards farmhouse style. But we'll see, what I'm going to do. I'm still thinking about it. So that's as far as that goes, the traditional, the farmhouse style. And the next one, guys, is going to be a little bit, unusual for some people because it's kind of new. But this year it was very, very popular in a lot of decorating that we saw, whether it was for the mantles or living room or whatever. And it's called chinoiserie. I'm probably not saying it right, but it's basically, this will put you in the mind of it right here. And it's this. They call it basically blue and white. You can see it right there. And this is just an example of something that I use in my chinoiserie that I did for, it was like just a little cozy corner in my kitchen that I decorated that way. So basically they're using this and they're combining with different colors. Usually though, like something along the red scheme of things, on the red side of the color wheel. So maybe like a red, maybe like salmon colored. I've seen that one too. Maybe like this with pink. I think that would be really pretty. I'm more of a red girl. I like pink too. That's kind of like very close to red for me, but I think that this would be so nice. And really what it is that you're just putting it in different areas in your home and matching it in with the decorations that you're using. So I know it's a little bit, oh, let me see. Tamika says, I am farmhouse style. Okay, got you. So you can tell me what you think about these. If you think that like a chinoiserie is something you'd maybe consider at some point in the future or at all. I just think it's really cute. Maybe next year I might do it because the trends are there, but of course you do what you want whenever you want. It's your party basically, and you decide what kind of decorations you want. But definitely that's something that's new and that's coming in for Christmas as well too, where they're blending in the different type of patterns and having them go there. And as I was told, and I did express that to you, that when you're using those, it's good, to try to stay away from the ones that have the figures in there of people, like they're doing like, like kind of like manual stuff, those kind of stereotype things. I've been told that it's, a little bit bothersome, a little bit, to our Asian community. So when you're doing that, especially if you're inviting them over, you don't want to use that if you're going to be using that type of decoration. But just something to bear in mind. And again, people do what they feel, but just to let you know that that is something that is a thing out there that they do feel that way about it. So that's as far as that one goes. All right. So then the next one is a peppermint. And I got my little candy cane right here. And this is the theme. And I like using candy cane. Like outside pretty much almost every year. We basically put our little candy cane, the little walking, like a kind of like a walking stick size, kind of like maybe like about 3 feet or so, and we'll stick them along the pathway, along coming in, and so that way we have that nice candy cane coming in, and it looks so good. And if you do have the time, you can always take a look and read up because you'll be very interested to know what the candy cane, what it actually stands for, the different things that it represents, like the red, the stripes, the shape of the candy cane, and all of that. So when you have some time, look it up. You might be surprised about what it stands for. So yes, and of course, these in previous years, I've also hung these on the tree where I put a few candy canes on there. And the kids love that. When they're little, they love it because they just, when they have one and you have visitors come over, and I'll tell them, just go ahead and take one with you, along with whatever little token I may have gotten for them. So these are really good. And I don't think that ever goes out of style. Some people may use a full one where they just use one. Sometimes they may make it themselves, or they may have bought it, in the store, the fake ones, and they'll hang them on there. But it's so cute, if you can. And they're wrapped tight, so you don't have to worry, like, if you may get any like bugs coming in or whatever that they may bother them or whatever. They're wrapped very tightly, they're ear-tight. So you don't have to worry about anything going in and bothering them. So, we have done this in the past, and I've seen other places that do it too, especially you have little programs for children. And maybe like at the end, if you have a little get together or a little story, you can just say, guys, you can go ahead and have a candy cane on the Christmas tree. And they absolutely love that. They'll just run on over to it and go grab one or maybe two, depending on the kid, or if they're taking one home for someone else or whatever. So this is it right here, guys, a peppermint one. And again, you can use cards. I get a lot of cards because I do send a lot of cards. Also, it's kind of like, an exchange almost. But like this pretty card I got last year from someone. Isn't this pretty, guys? Look at it. It's beautiful. It has a candy cane on top, and it has, like a gift, the wrap and everything that also has that same theme in there. And of course, the standard red and white of that. Needs to say though that, candy canes are coming in different colors right now. So it depends on what you're doing. You may have the green and white one, green and white candy cane. Those are there as well too. So you may want to go ahead and hang those on your tree or use them in your decor. It just depends on, the color scheme that you're using. But I really like this. And typically on my mantle, I put the cards out usually for the ones that I got that year. Or sometimes, like I said before, I'll decorate my Christmas tree with them. So we're putting away these two now. So those are for the candy cane style. So let me go ahead and put this away. And you can also leave me comments if you see any kind of trend that's going on out there that you saw and you thought it was very cute or very unusual or something that you might try to do yourself. And so the next one is red. Oh, and I almost forgot to show you this one with the chinoiserie, just to show you what I mean. Because I got this card and I went through my cards. Yes, guys, I did. I got this one actually in 2004, and this is a chinoiserie that I'm telling you that was back then. See that? They have the vase right there, and they just put the poinsettias in there. Whether they're, well, this would have to be the fake ones because they wouldn't fit into that size vase. But you see what I'm talking about, that you can mix and match them. And in this case, I did it with red. It's very bold, it's very strong, and I like that. But I think if you maybe like put some, like if your trees with pink, it would look really good too if you maybe were to mix your chinoiserie along with some pink or even like salmon color. I've seen that one as well too. So I need to put those together so that you'll see them. So, and I'm going to run through them again at the end of this video. So then the next one is red and green only. So say for example here, these are some cute little pics. You can tell me what you think about these. Aren't they cute? So it's red and green, and you can just, get pics like these along with your ornaments and stick them in there, especially if you have like a tropical theme that you're going with. Poinsettias are always perfect for that. So that's as far as these two go. Just putting these away here. And they blend in so nicely. And guys, I am someone that actually, I tend to use a lot of the shatterproof ornaments. You can put a note in the comments if you use a shatterproof ones or if you like the glass ones. I don't know, because, of having my kids, in the house and everything, I've had two boys, growing up and everything. I've just always felt kind of nervous sometimes about, because of course they cost more, the breakable ones, they cost more. And then I always get the concern that, they may knock them off and break them. I remember one year I went over to a relative's house and I was helping her. We were both doing them. And luckily they fell from her, not from me. It happened twice. 2 times they both fell and broke. So that's always a thing for me. I'm just kind of like, do I use them or not? Do I get those? Because it's really like an investment in there. But of course, if someone gives you one, as a memento for a particular year or something, then of course, I'll definitely put it on there. But for the most part, I'm not going to be doing too much of that. So that would be the red and green one. And then this is the next category here. And this one is called berries and pine cones. And I think that this one definitely ties in with the whole farmhouse theme, because we have the berries on here, the red berries. Aren't these pretty, guys? I just think that they're so, so gorgeous. Look at them. And this, I actually got it at Old Time Pottery. I got it a couple of years ago. And you can see the pine cone that they have it attached on there. But what you can do, especially like say, if you have pine cones, if you have pine cone trees in your area, or if you have trees that, like maybe fall behind your house, like what I mean, are behind your house like me, and you have the pine cones falling, and you can get those, and you can always, just put the floral wire like they put in here and just wrap it around on your Christmas tree. And that way you can have it decorated that way, where you have your pine cones, and you have different sizes, because sometimes they have some of them that are as big as this, they're really large. And so they'll put those in there and they will get that attached to it. And you have your berries, they come in so many different, forms. But this one is just so pretty, guys. I just absolutely love it. And again, I guess because I'm more of a farmhouse type, decorating style of a person, I tend to go for that. I want to take a little bit of a pause and just to talk about the trees, in terms of the trees that are, most popular. We talked about the tinsel tree earlier, but another thing that has been with us in the last couple of years would be the flocked trees. And if you're not sure what a flock tree is a tree that they basically make it look as if it has fresh fallen snow on it. And it's basically powdered. And there are some people who actually can get even the live trees. If they get the live tree, you can go there and ask them to flock the tree for you. And they'll get something and they'll spray over on the live tree, so it has that flocked look. So some people like them, some people don't. That was one of the categories that we were looking at, and it was one of the final 4 that we were deciding which ones we wanted to get. So we'll see a little bit later, if that's the one we got or not. So let's see what we have here. So Bruce Lee says, we have decorated our tree with just candy canes, and that was surprisingly nice. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, and like I was saying, when you had the little kids coming over, you put the candy cane on there, and they come and they see the real candy cane. You can say, when you're leaving, you can have one, and they'll go with it. And this is not just for your home. This is also if you belong to any organization like a church or any kind of social group that you're in, and you may have kids coming. It's really a good idea to go, you know, and put some little candy canes if that's the style that you're doing. I'll go over all the different styles because I know some of you came on a little bit later. So we'll go over those so that you can see, you know, what we were looking at. So this one was the berries and the pine cones. That was for that category there. And the next one is Candyland. Candyland. And I did that for my husband's aunt one year, and she absolutely loved it. And just to give you, this is like there's a little card. It doesn't have a whole lot on there, but just to show you that they put the different types of candy. Of course, this needs a lot more filling in, but this is how the card came to us one year. And that's how they did it. And my son, just want to show you, this is a little bit large, but just to give you an idea of stuff you can do. He made this when he was in, I think it was kindergarten, but they have the pink on there. So you have the pink looking all like a nice, you know, little cupcake or something with a frosting on there. And you have the red on top. And you can get like little cupcake holders that they put them in. I've even seen someone recently, they did it and they put like, you know, they look like little jelly beans that they put around on here. So you have that nice candy looking color, and they put the jelly beans around on there, and it was so pretty. Or you can maybe put like colored sprinkles on there too if you're going like for a more multicolored theme. But Candyland is definitely pretty. And of course, you can also pair your candy cane with it as well. So you have all of that candy theme going there. So let me see what's going on the chat here. But she says, good evening, everyone. I love changing up my color. So that's Johnson Home Decor. And she has a decorating channel, as does Tamika Rosero. So I guess it's time for shout outs right now. Johnson Home Decor, she has a decorating channel. And I think from what I've seen on your channel, Mundell, is that I think you're maybe more of a glam, because we have glam and we have farmhouse. Tamika, she also has a decorating channel, Tamika Rosero, so you can check her out as well too, guys. And she says she's more for glam, you know, that, pardon me, more of a farmhouse style than glam. But I think Johnson Home Decor, from what I've seen on your channel, that you do a little bit more of the, you know, the glam, and as opposed to the farmhouse, which I'm more of a farmhouse. If you even see like the cards behind me, well, this one right here may be a little bit more glam. Because I do a little bit of that too. That one with the three wise men right there. That one is kind of a little bit glam. But yes, to Georgia Peaches say hi, Johnson Home Decor. And Johnson Home Decor says I love changing up my colors. And to Georgia Peaches on your channel, I know you're still new, so we're still, you know, seeing what your style is like. But for those earrings that you do, they seem pretty much glam to me. Not sure if the same trend went through onto your Christmas tree as well. But I know that your earrings are glam and they're absolutely beautiful. And she's going to be bringing out her website very soon. So, you know, I'll, you know, maybe do like an introduction video for her, or link her in somewhere. And she's also in the collaboration that we have coming up, which is the Happy Birthday Jesus collaboration. And so, you know, she'll be in there, so you can always check her out. Even on the invite video that I did, if you haven't watched it yet or you want to watch it again, that's fine. Just to pinpoint the rules and just to see what we're doing. You can always check out her channel on there and see what she has been up to. She does earrings, and she, you know, will be going into smaller treasures as well, as she calls them. So we'll see how that goes. But so that's basically her. So through Georgia Peaches, you can let me know. I know that, like I said, your earrings are glam, but I don't know if you're Christmas tree, because she said she put up her Christmas tree already and she decorated it already. So she's way ahead of most of us, I think. So was your Christmas tree glam, or was your Christmas tree more farmhouse style or something else? You can let us know in the chat when you get a chance. So that's the Candyland theme right there. Like I said, I'll go over them with you guys. You can always watch the replay, because I know people come on and they go off. You can always watch a replay and see what I started out with, but I'll still go over them as, you know, just like a summary at the end. And like I said, guys, I'm still trying to decide. I still don't know what I'm doing as far as my colors go, what I'm going to be doing. I'm kind of edging towards the mixed metals, which we talked about earlier, and I'll show you those again. So it's between that, or I'm probably going to do white. So tell me what you think about this little bell right here. It's kind of like crystal. What do you think about this one, guys? I hope the light is letting you see it as good as I can see, but I think it's just so pretty. So this is like one of the white ones. So I like that. And then we also have some snowflakes. You can probably see the snowflakes, and you can see that they have that sparkle too. Almost like a little bit of a, you know, a little, what do they call it, iridescence in there. You probably can't see it as well, you know, on here, but it has a little bit of a sparkle to it. Like you can see a little bit of green showing, a little bit of pink and all of that. When you try to open it out, maybe you might see it a little bit better. So let me try without popping it. And guys, you don't have to like, spend a whole bunch of money on there and be like, have to spend a lot of money on all of these things. Some of these things you can get them from the dollar store. See, is it a little bit better? I don't know if you can still see. This still looks just white to me from what I'm seeing. But anyway, it's really, really pretty if you could see it. And it's going to be a perfect match for this right here. They both have that kind of a little sparkle in them. And here's another one again too, which is falling in that same theme that I have in mind, which is this the star right here. And this looks a little bit more traditional to me, almost kind of vintage. You can tell me what you think. But that's what I'm thinking about this one right here. That it looks a little bit more vintage. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. It's between those two. So decisions. And like I was saying earlier, a lot of people, they have been decorating a lot earlier this year, because in my subdivision and even like the downtown area where I live, the streets have already been decorated. It's been maybe like about 2 weeks now. They put up the, like the lampposts that they have out there, those large, like icicles, like, well, snowflake, like a little snowflake that they'll attach onto the side of it. Or some places they put the little flags that say Merry Christmas or whatever. They already have those. They have like little candy canes on some of them. Some of them, they have like the little bells that flash and all of that. They're already up and the lights are on, guys. So people are not playing this year. I think we just want to be cheered up a little bit because we've been through so much, right? So, and I know that for us, many of us, when you see those beautiful lights and we actually do the decorations, and put them up, and it's just so beautiful, it really helps to lift your mood. You decorate your house outside and people, they pass by, and it kind of, it lifts their spirit. And that's one of the reasons why I love to do it. I like celebrating the greatest gift ever given, our Christmas gift. But at the same time, I also like to just, have, when the atmosphere is light, people are in a better mood for the most part. And it just, as they say, peace on earth, goodwill toward men. And you really, really feel that way at Christmas time. I know I do. And then worst of all, I'm a December baby. I'm just a few days away from Christmas Day, my birthday, my younger son, and he was a few days before me. So, and we have a lot of December birthdays and November birthdays in my family as well, too. My nephew had his just the other day. So he kind of kicks everything off. And we're just going through December until we get to the end of the year. It's just one after the other. Sometimes you have people even have two different birthdays in December where their birthday is the same, because my younger son and my niece, they have the same birthday. There's my husband's uncle and I, we have the same birthday. And there's, who else is there again? There's somebody else, but there's a couple of us. We even have the same birthday. So sometimes you just do like, because like when we had, we're still in the pandemic, but we're out a little bit more now. But like 2 years ago, we just did like a Zoom birthday party for all of us. And I did the same thing last year too. But it was a little smaller group. It was a little bit more private, but that one was really big. And it was like just like all of us that had these December birthdays, we just had a Zoom party and we celebrated. We had a little toasting and cake. And it was, because how we were feeling like at the end of 2020, it was not easy. So when we did that, it was just such a lift to our spirits. We felt so good afterwards. You can feel the afterglow the very next day, and just right into the holidays. So it really, really was good for us. So we really like that, guys. And then the next one now is that we are seeing a lot of little villages. I didn't have one to show you, but there are usually a lot of villages that even like on the mantle, and they're usually more, sometimes kind of like more farmhouse style though, where you'll see like it's made of wood, and they're just like little, I should have had something that I brought down to show you, but they're doing those more neutral colors, and then they add the accents to give it that pop around it, like on the garland, or maybe you have your floral arrangement next to it or whatever. But the little villages are coming out, and it's just the little houses, like little buildings that they're using. Of course, you always have the little snow villages where you have like the ski rink, and you'll have like people in skates, and people, like little pets on the ice, and people doing hockey, and those are always going to be the little snow villages like that. But these are actually like buildings that they're using, and they're putting them on mantles, like on their dining table. They put them as vignettes on the coffee tables. So I've been seeing quite a few of those as well too. So those are coming out. So let me see. Johnson, did I say that before? You said yes, you're glam. So yes, that's definitely what I thought about you based on your channel. So you can let me know in the comments, guys, if there's anything that you see that's coming up in the recent times that has caught your fancy, that you think, you maybe want to try and do for yourself. I don't know, you could tell me. And then what I'll do is just quickly show you, since you guys maybe you came on afterwards, just to show you some of the ones that we looked at before, because some of them are so beautiful. And then after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and we'll show you the Christmas tree that we chose. And I'll have my husband is going to come and try to get that off of us. And again, men do decorating too. It's not just the women. The men are also a part of it as well too, because we need them to do that heavy lifting and to be hanging those icicle lights, all the way up. And to be careful when you're hooking up, the outdoor lights, because the rain falls. We had such a rainy last 2 days where I am. And so, you're putting your lights on, you want to make sure that you're hooking them up securely so that, when it rains and all that, you don't have to worry, because they have, the special extension cords and all the plugs and so on that they are made for outdoors. So you can hook them up and you don't have to worry you're going to have any electrical problems. Please do not use lights and extensions that are made for indoors, outdoors, because, that can lead to problems that you really don't want to have happen. So, yes. We do need our men to help us with many of these things. And I know that Mandela, your husband, helps you a lot. I saw him flocking the tree for you the other day. And I was saying earlier that that's usually my husband's one of his duties for Christmas, because I am not good at flocking. So he usually does that for me. So that's one of the things. And of course, all the heavy lifting and all of that. Let's see. Bruce Lee says, I saw Mr. Johnson helping Miss Johnson with their tree. Yes, so you did see that. Okay, so that's great. So let's go back a little bit. Some of them that we did before, and then I will kind of wrap it up. I'm not going to keep you too long today, because I know, and I'll just do them randomly because they're no longer in order. So the first one was actually where you have like just two metals that you're using only. So like I showed you here as an inspiration, these two right here where you have, this is platinum and this is gold, or you can maybe use like bronze and platinum or silver and gold or something. And what they're doing is they're decorating one half all the way straight down. They do one half in one metal and the other half in the other metal. Or they maybe just do it like a slant like that. So the top slant is in one metal and then the bottom half is in the other one. So that's thinking outside the box. And that's what I have seen that they have as one of those trends out there. So then the next one is florals. And I've never decorated with florals before, guys. You can tell me if you ever have done it, but it's become very popular over the last couple of years. But look at this, guys. Isn't this pretty? It is large and it is beautiful. This one is white with the gold around the edges. So like if you're doing kind of like a white theme, or you're mixing maybe like red and white or green and white or whatever with it, like emerald green, you can see the leaves are that pretty emerald green color right here. So like if you're doing maybe like an emerald green and white, or maybe emerald green and gold, you can mix maybe something like this with it. It'd be so pretty. I just love this one. It's so large. I only have 3 of them though, so I don't know if I decide to go that way. I may end up sticking a couple of those in there. And then along with that, some people who are more into the more modern style, I guess maybe would be people who go for like pinks, and they do like a whole tree in blush. They use like flowers like these. This one is a pretty pink. I don't know if you can see it really well there, but it just gives me that kind of, even though it's more glam and more modern, it kind of gives me that old world feel where it has, that nice blush of pink on there. And of course, there are different shades of pink that you can use, but I really, really like that one. So those would be the florals. And of course, if you're doing more tropical, you may do like the poinsettias in different colors and so on. So those are there. And then we have the traditionals, which would be the red, green, and gold. Of course, you always have the tartan plaid, which is this one here. So if you're using ribbons and you're using red and green and gold, like ribbons like these are very, very beautiful. And if you're doing like that kind of farmhouse style, this is pretty. They have some of them that don't have the gold, but I think it looks so good with the gold in here. It just gives it that pop and makes you feel like this really is Christmas time. So for that one, you'd pair it with something like this, and like the cards, if you're using like cards on the tree as well, like a color like this, I think they combine really well. And then I was showing that I had this one. It's a little bit busy, but I did this one year, like these. It has those same traditional colors on there as well. So that also works as well too. So that is for the red, green, and gold. And then the next one was peppermint. As I was saying a few minutes ago, like if you have like little kids, like you have a little event maybe at your church or some social group or something, it's always nice to have these in there. You have like a real peppermint on the tree. You can use the fake ones as well too. But the kids, when it's time for them to go and you tell them you can take one, they're always so excited. They just run and go grab them. So we've done this 1 year before where we put some of these in on there. And just to give you more inspiration, this card that I got recently, so pretty. I got this one last year. You can see the candy cane on here. So this kind of like is the inspiration. Of course, you can also use your cards to decorate through your home as well, for that. So that one is the peppermint one. And then the next one was red, using red and lime green. And this one is really, really pretty. Look at this one. Isn't this gorgeous? This one was a gift to us 1 year recently as well too. See that? See the lime green right there. And this one actually says happy birthday, Jesus. And guys, if you're just coming on, remember that our collaboration is going to be December 1st. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and we welcome everyone. We just would love for you to join us so much. Make us very happy. I was saying this kind of reminds me of Mackenzie Child. I know that this is not the plant that they normally use, but it reminds me a lot of it. I don't know if it is one. I'm not sure. You can see the colors up here again that they use them up here. Of course, you have your lime green. It is in different spots in there. So there are different ways to mix and match the red and lime green. But I thought that this was a really, really pretty one. You can let me know what you thought about that. Let me see the comments here. So Tamika says, my kids love the candy cane and can't wait for it to come out. Okay, I got you. And you love Mackenzie Child. Yes. She makes some really fabulous stuff. Very beautiful. A little pricey. So you can always, pick and choose the ones that you want. It's good to have one or two here and there. And then the next one, guys, would be your mixed metals. And this was the inspiration for the mixed metals. This one, right? You can see how pretty it is. Like you have different metals in there, not just two, but you have multiple. You can have like silver, you can have gold, you can have platinum, you can have bronze, all of them mixed together, and you just put them all over everywhere. Now that is glam for sure, these mixed metals. It's so beautiful. I just love it. And just to show you some of the other ones that came along with it. Like this, love it. It makes that sound too. You can put this on your tree or maybe even as a door hanger. So every time someone opens the door, it rings. I think that this one is so cute. I love it. And, you can't see that little glitter that's on here that, you can't pick it up, I don't think. But it just makes it so much more beautiful. It doesn't always capture everything on there, but I just love that one. Johnson Home Decor says, yes, I hate fluffing trees. We're in the same boat, so don't rock the boat, okay? Because I saw your husband doing it, and he did a marvelous job. So this one is more like a bronze right here in the same mixed metal theme. It's a little turtle dove right here. Because, they talk about two turtle doves. So see how pretty this one is. Got the two turtle doves right there. You can see it has that little sparkle. I think we can see the sparkle in this one. So this one pops. They're not all popping for me tonight, but that's okay. Just kind of stretch your imagination just a little bit. And then we have silver, because these are all, for the same category, like our silvers and our gold mixed together. I love that sparkle, guys. And then the last one that I have for this set would be this little bell right here. Got the lights on it. So I don't know if you can see it really well, but it's really pretty. It's a nice, pretty little bell. So those are all going together in the mixed metal category. And then the other one was Chenezri, and I did a collab with that a few months ago for just general decorations for your home. And if you're not sure what that is, it's those patterns that look like this. They're more Asian inspired, and they look so beautiful when you combine them with different, like different shades in the, the red section of the color wheel, like I was saying before. And just to give you an example, my aunt had sent this to me from 2004. So things kind of like, they go away and they come back. This card right here, just take a look at it. This is to give you an example of how you would mix and match something like that, where you have the red with the blue and white. And they just call it like blue and white, but it's basically what it is. It's a Chenezri that you're going for. But I think it would be so pretty with pink too, if you had like that with pink, like throughout your house. Just mix it in different places. It's just so, so beautiful. So I absolutely love that. So that's our Chenezri. And the last one, I didn't have any ornaments because I don't have any green ones. But emerald green, we talked about that earlier as well too. like this right here just to inspire you. Some people are doing emerald green. I know Mondale, you actually, I saw that on your one of your videos that you have a lot of emerald green in one of them, and it's a very strong and beautiful color, and it never ever changes. So that is so beautiful. So did you guys can let me know? Let me see a guy with anime pic because he says also that so the decorating style should incorporate color theory more. Yeah, I mean you can. I mean you can basically it just depends on what kind of theme you have in mind because like I was saying, when you put your Christmas, when you think of your Christmas tree, the rest of the decorations in your house, it kind of like guides you in a sense to that. So like say if you're doing farmhouse style, you probably want to put like farmhouse style type things on your tree, and then around your home it would be kind of similar what you're using. If you're going like for glam, it's kind of like that. Or maybe you may want to do your tree all, I may just do my tree all white this year, I don't know, I'm kind of hitching in that direction. Or I may just decide to do the mixed metals. We'll see. But you use like different colors, different things like that. So, it just depends on how you're feeling and what kind of expression you want to give that particular year. The sky's the limit. It's kind of hard to, let's say, like overdo it at Christmas in terms of decorations. It had to be really like you're putting like everything in it. It's really hard to say like, oh, this is too much. Most of the times, unless you're really mixing some really odd combinations, then in that case, maybe it might be a little bit too much. But once you're kind of like, as I say, like look at the color wheel and just think like, red, putting red together, what's going to be opposite to that on the color wheel. And that's usually a good guide for you. But it's easier sometimes to just do like one color or two colors. It's just like, okay, these are the two colors, and we're just gonna run with that and go with it. Or some people, they don't care. They just put everything on the tree and it still looks good. They'll get like little ornaments and different things from people and they'll put it on there. But the Christmas tree kind of like gives you a guide in a sense as to what you're going to do. So typically you'd want to start off bearing that in mind first. Maybe it's your first time decorating, your home for yourself. Then you want to use that as a guide. I'm going to do the Christmas tree, and then you can kind of like take it out. And of course, there's a Charlie Brown tree, guys. That good old Charlie Brown tree that we see every Christmas. Now, what do you suppose the Charlie Brown tree, what do you think his theme is? I'd love to see your comments on that. I know what mine is, but tell me what you think. I'd love to hear from all of you that's on the chat right now. Which one do you think he's going glam? Do you think he's going just farmhouse style? Or do you think he's going traditional? Because you know what it looks like, right? It's just one tree with a little red ornament on there. So, I mean, it could open many doors to go either way, but just based on the tree style, I don't know what you think it might be, but you can let me know. So let me see. So, guy with the anime profile pic says, I feel like admittedly, I'm more the type that likes a proportion of colors between 2 or 3, like 50-50 or 40-40-20. Okay, so it just depends on how you basically arrange your stuff. And welcome, by the way. So glad to have you here. I see that you're new in our chat today. So I certainly appreciate your coming. So guys, I don't know what you thought about the Charlie Brown tree. You do all know what it looks like. I hope that it's basically, that little tree that just has one little branch, or maybe like 3 branches coming off. And they basically, he just has a little ball on there, and it's the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. And guess what, do what you can afford, because some people will go and get a 9-foot tree, because I see those inside of Home Depot and Lowe's and all over the place. They have 9-foot trees. I've seen 12-foot trees for people who, because our house, we could actually put a 12-foot tree in here if we really wanted to, because we have a vaulted, the living room, not the family room, the living room is actually, it has a vaulted ceiling, so we could put a 12-foot tree if we want. But why would I do that? It's going to take up so much space, But depending on, it could be a hotel lobby, or maybe at your church or your group that you belong to. You may want a 12-foot tree, but you may just want to have like a 3-foot tree, or maybe 4.5 feet, or whatever the size. Maybe just something like a table topper. Go with what you can afford. Do what you can and just enjoy that and just make the best out of it. They even have like some of the tiny trees like this, some little tiny ones. Can see my hand, maybe like about just 12 inches, or some of them even 18 inches. And they have, they have so many supplies right now. You can even go to the dollar store and you can find like the miniature ornaments that they have in there, and just make you a little, a little miniature Christmas tree if that's all you can afford. Or maybe like a desktop, or maybe like at your office or something. You don't want to take up too much space, just to bring the spirit in if you're still going into the office. Because I know a lot of people now working from home. More of us are working from home. I'm kind of like a hybrid where I go in sometimes and I'm out sometimes. But still bring the Christmas spirit into the office, and you can decorate a little corner of your space, and you can put that on there just to bring some cheer to other people. So, not a bad idea at all. So Definitely worth considering, guys. So it has come to the moment where we are going to be revealing the tree that we got. But before I do, for those of you who remember what they were, we had 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 1 was the one that was flocked. It was a flock tree. I thought it was really cute. I felt it had a lot of gaps in there. And you can always go back and watch that video after you finish watching this one or whenever you have the time. Um, it was a flock tree, but what I thought about it is that it had a lot of gaps in there. Because of all of those gaps that are in there, I thought to myself, I'm not sure how to fill that out because you have a lot of green garland up there. If you have a green tree, you can always go in and you can fill them in. But there are places that you can go and you can actually find them if you really want to. So that is an option. So the flock tree was number 1. Number 2 was one. It wasn't really flocked. It had like a little, like a it's probably more like fiber optic lights where they kind of like it has, and it was the most expensive one. It had like that kind of a little bit of a gold look at the tips, like a slight gold, kind of reminding you a little bit of snow. And that was number 2. Number 3 one was looking very, very realistic, where it looked almost real. They had like the little pine, like it's like the little pine fronds coming out, but it looked very, very real. And I like that one. That one was 7 feet tall. So I thought, I like that one too. And then we had number 4, which was a traditional tree, and it was 7.5 feet tall, and it was very wide at the bottom. So I think that one was a difference between number 4 and number 3. So guys, I'd love for you to put in the comments which one. I know you told me which one you kind of liked, but if you could put in the comments and tell me which one you think I chose. And then after that, we'll go ahead and have it taken off for you. So Bruce, I don't know which one you thought we had chosen. I know you had put your comments in there initially when we had put the video out, which one you thought we had chosen. 2 Georgia Peaches, Guy with the Anime Profile Pic, Johnson Home Decor, Tamika Rosero, 2 Georgia Peaches, all the others that are on here. I'd love to see your comments, which one you thought that we chose before we actually go ahead and do the reveal. So Bruce Lee says number 4. Anybody, any other takers for number 4 or number 1, number 2, or number 3? Which one do you think it was? I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about it. Which one do you think we chose? All right, so you're being shy. You don't want to tell me. Okay, no problem. Well, we're going to get to the truth of the matter right now. My husband is going to come in and he's going to show us which one it was. So I'm going to get out the way so I can slide it on over just a little bit. And then we will see which one it was. Did you want to come say hi to them first? So wait first. So we have, let me show you, we have like the question sign on there to show which one we thought it was. So he's going to go ahead and peel it off now. And it is from Garden Ridge, by the way. So if you ever wanted to like shop for that, you can always get it there. I'm sorry, not Garden Ridge. Old Time Pottery just corrected me. I'm so sorry. Old Time Pottery. So you're going to go ahead and going to take it off in 3. 1, 2, 3. Show us which one it was. Is it high enough? Can they see it? It's turned sideways. But can you see which one it is, guys? I don't know if you can. That is actually number 4. So Bruce, you got it right. It's number 4. You can't lift that. It's too heavy. That's okay. But they'll see it when we decorate it because we're gonna I'm gonna do a video in the future where he actually fluffs out the tree for us. Because like I said, I'm not good at fluffing the tree. So he's gonna go ahead and fluff it out for us. But it is tree number 4. So that's the one that we chose. So if you chose, and actually, a lot of people, let me tell you, the most common one was tree number 1. Well, the most was tree number 4, to be honest. Most people chose number 4. I think the next one in line to that was tree number 1 because of its flock. And flocking is very popular right now. So a lot of people actually like that. They said, go for the flocked one. But then we thought about the flocked one. And the thing about flock trees is that they do shed. And, just be honest, oh, she said those are pretty. Yes. So flock trees, they do shed. It may not be a lot, but it does shed a little bit. And so we thought about it. We said, and then my husband said, maybe it might be a little bit too trendy. It may go out of style or something. I don't know, because we do keep our trees for a couple of years. We don't just use them and then just, give them away or whatever. We'll use them for a few years. So that was a factor as well. We liked number 3 because it looked very realistic, but it wasn't as wide at the bottom as we wanted, so we moved away from that one. And number two was very beautiful. It was the most expensive, but it was a little bit more pencil than what we wanted. It was a little bit more, like so, than like more out at the bottom, and that's what we really wanted, because we want to put a lot of ornaments on there and fill it on out for that little corner that we have in our living room. And so that was a factor there. So that's was the one that we chose, guys, number four. So we had some close second, but that's the one that it was. So yep, so that's pretty much it there. And if you wanted to share this video, please be sure to go ahead and do so. We can send it out to those who may want to have some ideas or still thinking about it. You can share it with them, so it kind of helps them to narrow down the search and see what they're going to do. Some people, they just put up what they have every time, and that's kind of it for them. And everybody does their own thing. And if you missed the start of the video, you're just coming on, feel free to go ahead, and you can always watch the live stream from the start, so you can see all the details on there. And as I said in the previous video before, for all of these things that we're doing, don't be afraid to get help. If you need help, ask for it, guys. Don't be afraid to get help. Like to get your lights hung, like your icicle lights. You can get help, pay someone to do it. Get your kids to come and help you decorate the tree if you don't have someone doing it for you. And be sure to give me a thumbs up as well. If you're enjoying this video and you got some good information from there. If you've never subscribed to my channel before, I'll be doing a little bit more decorating. I do a lot of gardening, but as you can see, the weather is getting colder, for our more, those of us that are not in like South Florida and tropical areas. So of course, it's more shifting to decorating than to gardening. So I'll be doing a lot more decorating for this season. And so I look forward to you joining me on those. But be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you tap the notification bell twice, that way you can be notified if the video is coming out. And that way you can decide if you wanted to see that one or not. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys. Don't forget the collaboration. We have a couple ladies that are coming, and I'm so excited about it. I can't wait. So we'll see what's going to happen on that. I appreciate you all so much. Hope you'll enjoy your shopping and try to keep it as stress-free as you can. Just try to plan out ahead, make your little list and check it twice. Get your stuff up early. Thanksgiving is coming up. If you haven't got your turkey yet, I'd strongly recommend, or if you're a ham eater, go and buy them down, put them in your freezer, because a lot of things are in short supply this year, guys. So you don't want to be hurrying at the last minute, like, 2 days before it is like, oh, I need a turkey. Get it like from now. Get it done, put it in your freezer, put it away, get your canned pumpkin, because those are probably going to be scarce, they said as well, too, as well as butter. Johnson Decor said in the previous lab that's getting scarce this year. And if you do a lot of baking, you need a lot of butter with your stuff. I know I do, so I need to get, well, I actually did. I got them already. Once we had a discussion on that previous live, I did that. And that's what I love about these lives, because we actually communicate, we exchange ideas, and it really helps each and every one of us that come on. So definitely go ahead, guys, and plan it if you haven't got. I haven't seen Christmas cards, and if anybody has seen Christmas cards, because normally I get them from the dollar store, and I have not seen the package ones that they have in it, because I send out a lot, at least 40, sometimes 70 cards. I'll send them out per year, because I'm a card person. I love doing it, as you can tell from behind me right here, because those were from just 1 year that I took some of them out and I got from people. But get your cards early. Get yourself some postage stamps. If it's not someone you're going to see face to face, get yourself some postage stamps and just keep those. And when you have a little afternoon, you can just do a little at a time. You make your list, you check some of them off, and you send them out. Especially if you have people that are out of the country, international mail, it's even slower than ever before. Because sometimes it takes a whole month for my mother-in-law to get things that I sent her, because she's not in the inner city, so it takes a longer time for her to get them. And like my brother and other people that I have in the islands and so on, it takes sometimes 4 weeks for them to get the cards, or 3.5. So it's good to like send them out early and avoid the rush, so you don't have to worry if they're going to get it or not. If you get your card like 2 weeks early, more power to you, man. You get it, you got it, it's good to go, and you can put them up and start getting into that Christmas spirit. So I do want to thank you so much for joining me. Remember to give me that thumbs up before you go if you got some good information here. Let me just look at the last comments. He says we'll be probably trying cards at some point to decorate trees. And I've done that before. So you can look at my Christmas series playlist, and you check through one day, you'll see that I did 1 year. I decorated my Christmas tree cards, and it was actually quite pretty. I like what came out. And he said we will probably try cards. And to Georgia Peachy says there are quite a few silver and gold boxes at the Dollar Tree store. Yes. Okay. So do early to ensure it gets there. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. So I do thank you so much for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in and for helping me to choose our tree, because we did take your opinions in that previous video that we did. You know, we considered that as well as our own reasons why we chose it. So we appreciate you putting your input, because, you know, it was kind of like, I don't know, for some reason, it was just hard for me to decide this year. So you guys actually helped us and we really appreciate it. So I do hope you'll have a wonderful rest of the day. And thank you so much again for joining in. And I hope you'll enjoy the Christmas season and your Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, enjoy. We'll probably have a greeting for you for Thanksgiving as well coming up. So we'll see how that goes. Have a wonderful evening and take care. Bye.